Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the rear seat. That way we have access to the battery so that we can end up wiring it up. After we remove that, we're going to go ahead and start taking off the body panels. Okay, while you're doing this, just make sure to go over the body panel and make sure that you didn't miss anything. In front, right behind the front tire, there's going to be a couple screws holding on, and then underneath it, about where the H is in that Honda sticker, there's going to be two little push-on grommets that help hold it on too. As you pull it off, there's going to be a rubber plug on the top of it that it snaps in. You'll see me pull it out right there, and then just remove that hose at the bottom that allows it to drain. This is going to be the top above the intake manifold. Remove the screws. There's also a little screw in the center. You'll see me working on it right there. Don't forget to remove that. And don't forget to remove this top screw. This is what goes through the windshield, but it has to be removed to remove this panel. I'm removing this part here just to help run the wiring down through, just to get it out of the way. That way I can get zip ties in there and make it a clean install. And then you've got the screws on the other side. You got to remove those too, just so that you can get your hands in. It makes it a lot easier when you're putting the bulb in. So I just removed that top portion right there and left everything else work just fine. This is a close view on that headlight. That's that rubber donut. You got to just pull it off. It just pulls off real easily. And then you need to unplug this plug. It just pulls straight back from the headlight. Okay, that plug that we pulled out, this is the plug that's going to go into it. 3 prongs, just slides into it. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. Here's our positive wire. I ended up cutting it and adding a length of wire in so that I could get it all the way to the battery. The wires you don't use, just zip tie, get them up out of the way. You can also, I should have just clipped them off and just gotten rid of them because you don't need them, but I left them. This is just showing how everything's plugged in. So just run to the box. You can run it on either one of the wiring. Whenever you get this, it's set up for a car, so you've got enough to do 2 headlights, but you only need 1. So just take a look at it, wire it whichever way you want it. It can only wire one direction, so don't worry about getting things plugged into the wrong way. Those 3 wires there, that's what connects to the bulb. I'll show you here, right there. They just all connect. You cannot connect them to the wrong location. This is the way the bulb goes in. That metal shield I thought went on the top of it, but after looking at it, it actually goes on the bottom, and it just plugs in. You'll notice that the bulb may shake a little bit. It's actually got a magnet in there, and that's what adjusts the high-low beam. It's pretty neat little thing. This is me installing it. Do not touch the bulb. The oil on your fingers will blow the bulb, so just be careful. You know, obviously it's fragile. Just work it in there easily, and then you have that metal clip that you will pull across, and it will snap in the same way, the opposite way that you took the bulb out. This is the orientation of it looking through the headlight. This is what it should look like. See the shield underneath it, bulbs up above it, everything's nice, everything goes in easily. These are the wires. I tucked them back in here where I'm pointing. There's a little bit of room behind that intake track, and then the ballast down here I just zip tied to the wire harness. There's a wire loom running in there if you look. Just zip tie it and take a look at your forks. Turn the bike a little bit, make sure that you're not going to rub it or it's going to be vibrating off the forks. I'm sure that will shorten the life of it. I'm showing where I ran my black ground to. Just ran it right to the top of the radiator. That's me pointing to where the wire goes, hidden behind the intake track. All of it's hidden. Extra wires are zip tied up to that wire harness, and it's ran back. This is zip tied around the frame. The positive wire I've lengthened, run it underneath. I just pushed it through the inside of the frame, brought it out underneath the gas tank, up along through there, up through there, so I can change my fuse easily if it blew, and I'm just going to power it to positive. This is when you're finished. I mean, you can see how little actually shows. And here we go. This is a comparison, so you can compare the stock headlight with the HID unit. Then you'll see me power on the HID. And man, I really like it. It's a 6000K. I didn't want to go any bluer or purpler than that because I still wanted it to light up the road nicely. There's high and low. You can see it switching on that magnetic switch. It's a good kit. This one is actually from DDM Tuning. Pretty inexpensive kit. It works okay. Directions would have been nice to have, but you know, what are you gonna do?